Amazing. All right.
Oh,
Yes.
there
Just
you
as I lean back. Wait, let's just do the cup. There we go. We're back.
As soon as we start, before the stream, Jack looks fine, normal, nothing wrong
All
with
right.
him.
A little better.
We start the stream,
Maybe.
he's all of a sudden right in front of the sun.
Little better. We'll work on the angles throughout the stream. Is it better if I go over here? Nope. I think that's worse. Is it? What if I turn this way a little bit?
You're all right. It's good right there.
Yeah. There we
you
go.
Now,
There
don't
we go.
move.
There we go. Phenomenal. Okay. I'll stay locked in, everybody. Welcome in pregame show. Thank you for those who joined our live stream yesterday. We go live on How About Them Celtics for the heavy people on Facebook. But Celtics Knicks today.
You gotta call them
rivalry week. Rivalry week, Sam. Yeah, you ready for the big Celtics Knicks rivalry?
Big rivalry.
Huge.
Very tightly contested one. A lot of championships on both sides.
Fist
right?
bumps in the chat. A lot of championships on both sides. Sam, can you believe it? There are 18 combined championships.
No, 19.
I believe. 19. Sorry. 19 combined championships. Absolutely crazy. We have resident Knicks fans, Andrew, already here. Fist bump in the chat. Welcome in. It's Jack and Sammers. How do you feel about Sammers, Sam?
It's fine.
You don't mind
I've been called worse.
Fist bumps for Lewis. Time to give a beating, says Jack, and he's ready for the Knicks game. Knicks game going to tip off at 7:45. By the way, for those waiting for
the ESPN,
no, it's TNT, but they are announcing all-star starters before the game. So
it's
going to be a little bit of a delay. So I mean, some stuff to pay attention to though, because you got a couple Celtics fighting for those spots. Hello, Landon. Fist bumps. Now, obviously, I know you're going to say Jalen and Jayson should both be starters. But do you think they will be is the question. And Dante is right. He is hyped up. Yes.
Well, the last voting return, they were both in position for it.
Mm-hmm. But
I think Tatum for sure deserves the spot. On Brown's end, it's between him and Harden?
Halliburton, I've seen getting a lot of votes in the media.
Well, in the media. Oh, well, I guess that's actually what matters.
The media and the players count for 25-25, and the vote gets 50 as well. But the overwhelming leader in the fan vote is Kyrie, so he could actually sneak in there. And I know you don't like it, but at least the Nets are good, right? Like, it's not like he's just getting
it's not like he's on some team in the Western Conference that's doing real bad and all of a sudden leads in voting, right? That could happen. That shouldn't happen, right?
I mean, I know you're mocking LeBron. In LeBron's defense, it's not like he has much competition at the forward spot. Like, let's
we did this already. We did it on the pod. Where it's just LeBron and the boys at the forward position out west.
Right?
It's not a whole lot. Dave Dunk in the chat,
ready to go.
Legend.
Oh, the sun came back again. Don't worry, I'll cut the screen. Andrew, resident Knicks fan. Celts are 300-186 against the Knicks in the regular season games. Well, that's not a great.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, not great for the Knicks. I will say though, I know Sam is not a big fan of the Knicks, and you know, obviously we're both Celtics guy here. I love me some Jalen Brunson. He deserves a ton of credit, and I don't think he'll get into the All-Star game because of how many talented guards there are. But like, he should get a consideration there for a spot. But we'll have to see. Lewis saying hello to Peach Basket Dave. Jimmy J saying, sup fellas, losing to Knicks and Lakers is very possible. Who's available? Well, everybody is available for the Celtics except for Marcus Smart. Jalen, Al, and Brogdon are back. So I will have the starting lineup for you in the chat in just a second as I see it on Twitter. Let me check it here. Let's see. Celtics starting five tonight will be what I assume. Yep. We get White, Brown, Tatum, Horford, and Rob Will. So basically the death lineup from last year, but since Smart is out, Derek White is going to take over in his spot. So this is the starting lineup you guys are getting tonight for the Boston Celtics. What do we think? I mean, I could have predicted what.
What else did you really expect? It's good to have the double bigs out there. I'm a fan of that combo. I think both Rob Williams and Al Horford play well together. It helps your defense, which didn't really need a big boost in that Heat game. Which really needed is somebody to not be brain dead on the offensive end the last quarter. But this is a big spot for the Celtics. Big chance for them to bounce back after two brutal losses.
Need it.
To where they shouldn't have lost either game. If you missed the stream yesterday, it's in podcast form on the YouTube channel now too. But, I mean, if you're winning like that, in the Heat game specifically, you can't lose that game. Now you've got a chance at home. You've got the Knicks in town. Knicks are fine, but they're really not that great of a team. You should be able to win this game. You have the Lakers coming to town Saturday. These are two big games for you. Two rival cities at the very least. Maybe you don't consider the Knicks a rival on the basketball court, but New York is a rival city.
New York and Boston
for sure. The Lakers always going to be a rival, even if they suck, which they do. You got to take care of business here. These are big games to me, and at the very least, I'll be very upset if they lose.
Would you like to guess the Knicks starting lineup, Sam? Or should I just
Brunson, RJ Barrett, Randle, Hartenstein. Is Robinson's out? No?
Not Hartenstein. Robinson is out, but they're bringing Hartenstein off the bench.
Am I an idiot? Who am I missing?
You missed Quentin Grimes at the shooting guard and Jericho Sims getting the start at
Sims.
the 5 for the Knicks. Which, I mean, makes a little bit of sense. He can pretty easily replicate what Mitchell Robinson brings to the table. Andrew pointing out the Knicks are 26-9 against the spread in their last
8.5 today.
35 road games. Are the Knicks good on the road, like overall, based on like
I don't know about road record, but to Andrew's message,
wow,
8.5 Knicks dogs today.
Knicks are 12-13 at home, 14-10 on the road. So a better road team than they are a home team. You don't see that very often. Landon saying who's Sims? Jericho Sims. I believe he's a second-year player.
Big guy, afro, a lot of muscles.
Yep, very, very athletic. He is basically C-tier Rob. I'll put it that way. He's effectively a C-tier Rob. Not as good on defense, not as aware, but he is extremely athletic. He can get up. And when the alley-oops come his way, he will slam them down. Andrew saying Knicks are 16-0 when they let up 108 points or less. So let's hope the Celtics offense can put up more than 108 points at this point.
Well, if just they don't tell the Knicks about the zone.
Definitely don't. Andrew saying, Lewis saying, Luke, 2 points, 3 rebounds in 8 minutes. You can mock it all you want, but that's all the Celtics really need from him. So if he can do that, that is perfectly fine.
I don't understand the Cornette hate. It's not like they're paying him like $20 million. They're paying him $20 million and he can start complaining. I don't know if you should be allowed to complain about any player that doesn't make like $5 million.
Yeah, especially on a multi-year deal. He makes a minimum contract for the next 2 years. Jack and also saying, waiting to hear we got Naz. I will say, I am of the belief that the Celtics should target a wing over a big, but Naz Reid is one of the few bigs I think would make a ton of sense for Boston. Yeah, although it probably would be a rental. Keith on Twitter revealing front court starters, which they have already announced. Would you like to guess the Western Conference starters for the All-Star game, Sam?
LeBron, Jokic, and not Zion.
Yes, Zion.
I think he deserves
Zion
it.
did get the nod. Yes.
I even said it in order. How about that?
I think he deserves it. I will say, though, I think Sabonis should have gotten the nod. Sabonis has been ridiculously good this year. And it goes back to the point, like, yes, the Pelicans are good, right? The Pelicans are 26-23. The Kings are better. They're 27-20, and Sabonis is putting up absolutely ridiculous stats. He's played in more games, right? Like, I don't want to be here, like, lobbying for Sabonis to start, but that's what I'm going to do because he's been, like, let me look at his stats. He's averaging 18.4, 12.4, and 7.3 this season, averaging 60% from the field, 37% from deep, and he's played in 45 games. You want to know how many Zion Williamson has played in this year? Shall we guess as it loads here?
I'll say it's gotta probably 28 games.
29.
Oh, right, look at that. Very close. And I didn't go over. Price is right.
16 fewer games than Zion. And Zion's phenomenal, but Sabonis deserved that start. And he's got to. And Sabonis is boring in NBA eyes. I think he's a beast. I think so, too. And I think he'd be phenomenal on the Celtics
fan
team.
Vote comes in and says Zion does cool dunks.
I remember, and I don't want to like bring down Zion. He's had a great season as well, but like, and I remember a couple of years ago, I was lobbying for Sabonis on the Celtics team with the TPE. I thought they should have made a deal for him. They obviously couldn't have matched. They obviously couldn't have matched the Tyrese Halliburton thing. But I will say, while the Kings got clowned for the Tyrese Halliburton deal, Sabonis is playing very well. So it's as close to a win-win as people who hated the deal could probably have thought about.
Best season the Kings have had, and since we've started watching basketball, that's for
sure.
They're
in the West. They're third in the West. They're a really, really good basketball team. We talked about it this summer, Sam. They made some great moves. They got Malik Monk. They traded for Kevin Huerter.
They went in.
Like, who else did they get? Obviously, Sabonis. They drafted Keegan Murray at 4. A lot of people clowned on them for that. But he looks great. Yeah. Shout out to the Kings. Mike Brown was a phenomenal head coaching addition. I thought that was great. Big up for him. And Landon and talking about Adam Taylor's crush, Isaiah Hartenstein tonight. Adam was talking about him for the C's to acquire. I don't know if we're talking about Sabonis or Hartenstein, but Hartenstein's been good this year as well. Phil in the chat making his appearance as well. Fist bumps for Phil. I have
Jack just not learning his lesson with the fist bumps.
Me?
Yeah, because every time you do it, you go right up next to the sun.
Oh yes, you're right. Have they announced the East yet? Can't find anywhere to watch. I don't believe so. I haven't seen it on Twitter.
We're waiting for the drop. We're waiting for me to get real mad when somebody gets screwed.
Uncle Dan in the chat, fist bumps as well.
Oh, the quick one doesn't work. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's the one. All right. They did announce the the backcourt starters for the West. Would you like to guess that, Sam?
Curry and Ja.
No.
Not Ja.
Nope. Come on.
Luka. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yes. Bingo. I think it should have been Luka and Ja, and they should have snubbed Curry, but the voting brought him up too high. And I mean, the Warriors aren't great, but the Warriors deserve it. And it's not like the Mavericks are much better than the Warriors at this point. The Mavericks are only one game above 500. The Warriors are at 500. So it is what it is at this point. Uncle Dan in the chat getting some love. Same thing from Jimmy J. Fist bumps all around. I'll do a fist bump from way back here so it doesn't ruin my camera. And Richard is very hyped in the chat as well, dropping all the clovers, all the hundreds, Richard. All the fires. We have Eastern Conference front court starters. Kevin Durant is not a captain, by the way. Giannis earned the captain for the Eastern Conference. Would you like to guess East front court starters? We have the announcement here.
Giannis, Durant, Tatum.
Bingo. Joel Embiid gets snubbed, although you could make an argument.
Well, I don't know. They're second in the East now.
I think he should have got it over KD. If I'm being honest, I think he should have gotten it over KD or Giannis. But at that point, you're picking with straws. All 4 of them deserve to start, and one was going to have to get snubbed. So these are going to be your East front court starters. I also believe that Jaylen Brown is probably going to get snubbed from the starting lineup. I hate to break it to you guys. He's going to make the All-Star team. If he doesn't, it's a major malfunction. Uncle Dan saying KD should not start. Yeah, it's about the games thing, too. Like, he hasn't played. He's played phenomenal when he's been there, but it is what it is. At least Tatum makes it in there. Waiting for the announcement about JB, whether or not he makes it, but we shall see. Jonathan saying, I'm lifting right now, so I can't listen, but I clicked and gave you the like. Absolute legend.
Good
Jonathan.
For you.
Troy
you got to lift in the morning.
This is a good point for Jimmy J. This is a good point as well. I mean, Jalen, 27 points per game, best team in the East. I think he should have it, but I'm worried that Tyrese Halliburton or James Harden or Kyrie could sneak in there over him.
Well, it's not Kyrie because he's first. He was first in the voting from the fans.
I think Kyrie could get it.
It's Halliburton and Harden that you have to worry about taking the spot from him because he was
what do you
in the
mean?
top. He was in what, top 2 in the East before the vote? I mean, before
Jalen. No, I'm pretty sure
he was
Jalen
3.
3, yeah, behind Kyrie and Donovan Mitchell. I think Mitchell's going to start. He's been ridiculous this year.
Oh, yes.
So I think it's a matter of who's going to start next to Donovan Mitchell, but I guess we'll have to see. I'm refreshing my Twitter feed.
Ben said he's cooking and listening, so no excuses from Jonathan. What are you making, Ben?
Get enveloped by the sun again. Hit the like button, says Landon said. Yeah, what are you cooking up in the kitchen over there?
I'll tell you what we're cooking up. If you're going to a Celtics game, unlike Jack, and you have to pay, use SeatGeek, use promo code HBTC. How about them Celtics? For $20 off your first purchase, let us help you go see what you want to see. It doesn't have to be a Celtics game. Any event on SeatGeek, HBTC, $20 off.
My dad's at work and listening. Lots of excuses. A lot of calling out Jonathan in the chat. We have backcourt starters here. Would you like to guess, Sam?
Yeah, I'll guess before I look. I'll say Mitchell and Irving.
Bingo.
Yeah. Tough for Jalen.
Jaylen Brown starting as Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan, who was drinking and listening, predicted it is going to be Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie as the starters in the East. And as much as it sucks for Jalen, like, I can't be too angry at it. Like, do I think he should have started? Yes. But Kyrie Irving, I mean, it's not like he's been having a bad season. He's just getting – it's not like a Wiggins vote. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Like, the Nets are very good.
Random guy
Exactly.
that just gets picked.
the Nets are fourth in the East. Kyrie has been the best player on that team when KD has been out. He's having a phenomenal season. It is what it is. It kind of stinks, but whatever's going on, it is what it is. It's not the end.
It is funny though. Like they have the two starters, and it's just out of clout. People like Kyrie's dribbles, and KD is fantastic, so he was always going to start. But Kyrie was the one that was kind of on the fence of the two of them, and he got in with no problem.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that they get the two starters at fourth in the East, but the Celtics
who could have guessed that
at
when
first
he was
in the East
doing all the mean stuff with the people.
Yeah, but like Sam said, that's where the popularity thing comes in. It is what it is. It sucks, but I'm curious to see where the media and player voting, how that broke down, because obviously Kyrie had the edge in the fan voting, but I'm wondering how the media and the players voted in terms of Jalen versus Kyrie, et cetera, et cetera. Lewis saying, "F the Nets. I hope we kill them on my B-Day Wednesday." Do they play the Nets next week?
I guess so. Yeah, sneak it up on you.
Yeah, January flew by, man. Huh? Yeah, next week, February 1st. Is that in Boston? Maybe I'll be at that game. I don't know.
Yeah, it's here. They already played twice at Barclays.
Mm-hmm.
Beat them both.
I have a lot of Celtics stuff coming up. I'm making the drive to Maine tomorrow. Long drive to Maine. Going to do some research for an article for Celtics blog. I'm dragging my friend with me, so he's going to be there for the 2-hour drive.
Who is it? Is it one of our former fellows?
No. Well, Danny, but different Danny, not the Danny you know. I call him Dwint because his name is Danny Winters, and we had two Dannys. So he's coming with me to drive to Portland, which is very nice of him. But it is Lewis saying, "Yep, I'm 43, young soon." Absolute beast. Where in Maine? I'm going to Portland. I'm going to the Maine Celtics G League team facility for practice, getting some interviews, getting some quotes in for an article that I'm writing. Which should be I think it's gonna drop some like the 29th, 30th, 31st during the 3-day break for the Celtics. So keep an eye out for it. It'll be here this weekend, early next week. Jimmy J saying Kyrie averaging 40 points per game the last 4 games. He won 2, saved him. Yeah, I mean he's played well when KD's been out. He's been an important piece of the puzzle in Brooklyn. Like I said, I'm not gonna be too mad at it. Do I think Jalen deserves it? Yes, but like it's not like Kyrie didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like,
well. This might have been the year for Jalen to get in the starting lineup. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the future. You never know. But he had a really good shout, really good season through the first half, despite all of the dragging Jack does every once in a while. He's been, for the most part, pretty good. Definitely sloppy at times. Probably not as good as the other two. I don't know. What do you think? I think Mitchell's been the best guard in the East. Really?
He has been. Like I said, I think Jalen deserved it more than Kyrie. But I mean, I don't think Kyrie didn't deserve it. I'll put it that way. Like, I think it was between those three, and one was going to get snubbed. Just like I think Joel Embiid deserved to be a starter, but like one was going to get snubbed anyways. So it sucks that it was the Celtics guy. But at the end of the day, when you look on the Basketball Reference page, all it said is X amount of All-Star appearances. It doesn't say if he started. So it is what it is. It
I almost think now. I don't think Jalen gets in regardless if they do it this way. I almost think with the All-Star game, they should just do the top 10 guys start.
What do you mean? Of voting?
Yeah, like they don't do conferences.
Interesting.
Because like at this point, it doesn't really matter. You don't play as a conference anymore. You just play pickup, which is a cool idea. Don't get me wrong, but like we talked about it, Jack. The front court in the West is super weak, pretty much. There's not a lot of competition out there. So if you factor in some of the East guys, like Embiid would get to start. He deserves it, right? Like
I agree. Yes, over Braun or Zion or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't be LeBron just because everyone would vote him. He'll never come off the bench in All-Star game.
Talking about this as well, like he'll probably get an All-NBA team, even though he's not starting in the All-Star team. And I'm really concerned that there's going to be snubs at the guard position across the board. Like one of, if you think about it, as it gets loud in here.
Wrap it up.
If you think about it. Like, there's Drew Holiday, there's Darius Garland, there's Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, and who am I missing? Like, that's 5 guards, and only 4 can make it max, right? So one of those guys is going to get snubbed, and that's without even mentioning, you know, I'm obviously forgetting somebody that I can't think of at the moment.
Who'd you say?
Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, James Harden, Darius Garland, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson. That's 6 guards. Only 4 of them can make it, right? I think Halliburton should make it. Jaylen Brown should make it. James Harden should make it. And then you're left with Darius Garland, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brunson, right? Only one of those guys can make it. I'd probably go with. See, it's tough. It's tough because I'd go with Garland or Holiday, but then I think Brunson deserves it too. So it's very, very tough picking. So
to me,
Jack
it's
needs
one of
a
those
really-
guys towards the top of the conference. Them's the
well,
rules.
they both are. That's my thing, right?
Brunson's not.
Like,
See ya. Bye.
yeah, that's why I left Brunson off the end there. Like, I'm saying Drew Holiday or Darius Garland. They're what?
They're both
2.5
both,
games apart, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's tough. It's tough. Dennis Schroeder. No, I don't think he should make the All-Star game. Let's see. Sixers got no love so far. Yeah, it's tough. A Miami Heat player. Yeah, I think they'll get in the front court. I think Bam will make it for the front
Bam
court.
deserves it. Bam's having the best season of his career.
Mhm.
And
you
you just watched him kill the Celtics. So
if you look at front court off the bench, obviously Joel has to be there. I think Bam has to be there, and I think you'd probably lob it to. It's tough at that point because like Siakam deserves it, but the team is not very good, right? But like at the same time, what other front court player would you give to over him? Julius Randle, maybe. Maybe I'd give it to Julius Randle over
trying to think,
Siakam,
flipping through my
DeMar
head.
DeRozan, right? Like, because at the top of the East, there aren't many front court players left. You could give it.
What
to.
did we say the first time? I don't
exactly.
remember.
We debated Julius Randle, Pascal Siakam, but the standings have changed a lot since then. Like,
Gross.
Ban has been fired this year. Exactly. Trae Young still an All-Star. Not this year.
No.
There's just not enough spots for him.
We just talked about a bunch of guards. We didn't even mention him.
Exactly.
Plus, he's
There's
being a
just not
real
enough
pain in
spots
the
for him.
ass. He doesn't deserve
Yeah.
it.
I mean, there's like Kristaps Porzingis, DeMar DeRozan, Pascal Siakam, Julius Randle. I think those are the guys you're looking at. Jimmy Butler too. Maybe you give the Heat 2 All-Stars. But I would
think
give it to
it
Randle.
should be maybe Butler.
I'd give
I
it to
don't know.
Randle.
He's
over
missed
Butler.
a lot of time.
I'd give it to Randle over Butler, but that's just me. Vucevic. The Bulls aren't good enough. I don't think.
Bulls are bad, and he's not even their best player.
I think the Knicks should have an All-Star, and I think Randle could slip in there. And then you get to the West, and that's where things get really tricky. Like, do you give two Kings the nod, right? Do Fox and Sabonis both make it? Because like we talked about Dame,
so.
we talked about Dame and
Dame and Ja. That's a lock.
But the Blazers aren't good, so is it a lock?
Well,
the
Ja's
Blazers
a
have
lock.
fallen off. The Blazers are 12th. They're 23 and 25. Like they've fallen off, and he's missed a bunch of time. Ja is absolutely a lock. I think Shea should be a lock, even though the team is not good. Like he's like
are they
the
above
third
the
leading scorer in
Blazers?
the league. Yep, they're tied with the Blazers.
Well,
right
he
now.
should get a nod over Lillard. It doesn't
They're tied
matter
with the
about
Blazers.
popularity at this point because it's up to the coaches. So
Well,
you
Fox
can see Shea
is-
get in.
Fox is third in the East. Like, does he get in?
That's true.
Right? Like Anthony Edwards, as much as we've climbed the Blazers, they're up to 9th. They're ahead of the Thunder and the Blazers. Devin Booker, but they're only one game above 500. Like,
He's
there's
not
a
playing
lot
a
of
lot.
movement.
Either.
Exactly. There's a lot of stuff to debate about. And then you get to the front court, and it's crazy. Like, Jaren Jackson, does he slip in because the Grizzlies are so good? Like, who would you give it to instead of him? Like, Paul George, maybe he gets in, but he's not playing every night, right? Do you give it to,
Tough.
like, none of the Timberwolves
This is
front
a
court players, like
crapshoot.
Lauri Markkanen? The West is going to be a mess.
Well, we had
West is gonna be a
Markkanen the
mess.
first time we did
Ja's
this,
gonna
but
be-
Utah has kind of slipped up a bit, and they've really taken a step back.
Jared Allen, says Jimmy J. You could give him the nod, but I think Julius Randle's putting up better stats, and the team's not that much worse.
Well, the cool thing about the All-Star game is you have a bunch of guys that get hurt, and then you have a bunch of free spots for guys.
Thank you, Dennis.
So Jared Allen got in, but he
Yeah.
wasn't really selected this way. It was somebody got hurt, so he got in.
Exactly. Is the game on TNT? Yes, Phil, is a TNT game. Dennis, good luck. You owe me dinner if you win. Lewis kicking in. Let's see. Knicks plus 8.5. Chad is pumped up. Jayson Tatum just came out of the tunnel. Thank you all for all the love on Facebook. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, the All-Stars are going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see. I don't know when they announce those. I think early February at some point. I was initially skeptical of the whole picking the teams right before the game started, but I guess it'll be kind of cool, like a recess feel. Like there's
I'd watch that. Now, I don't really care for the All-Star game, but all right, let's put it like this. If they had done this a few years ago and Durant picked Gobert over Harden live, that'd be fire.
My thing is, Keith was talking about this on the front office pod, which I listened to. Like once somebody gets picked last, they're gonna have to react to that live. They're gonna be pissed, right? And it's gonna be like Sabonis.
Well,
or
the
some
NBA
shit, like
players are really
last.
known for not being self-conscious at all.
Yeah, exactly, right. M flop not starting in the All-Star game. LOL. He should be starting over Tatum. No, Phoenix. He should not be starting over Tatum. I've seen some ballots with him starting over Tatum. Like, how can you not have a starter for the best team in the NBA, right? Especially for a guy averaging 38 and 4. Right? You can't have Tatum not starting. You can argue you could not start. He can,
I mean, Tatum's borderline the MVP.
Exactly. And Embiid is too. So if you want to say he should be starting over Durant or Giannis, like maybe, but like, I don't know. I don't think you can do that. I'll have to borrow Lewis. I think you get the impression that I am rich. Like when I said I toured an apartment with a view, it was a 1-bedroom without a washer dryer and like these big like condominium complexes. Like you're getting the wrong impression here, buddy.
What did he say? I'm looking in another window. What did he say?
He said I'll have to borrow money from Jack.
I mean, look at Jack. He's at the game.
Yeah, I'm getting paid to be at the game, not paying to be at the game. Andrew saying Tatum is a top 5 player in the league. Phoenix saying they need to make the All-Star game position list. Kyrie or Donovan aren't even in the same realm as Embiid. I understand that as well. Like, if you want to tell me Jayson, Tatum, like I think all 4 of those guys deserve to be starting, and you should bump Kyrie. Phoenix saying Tatum isn't top 5. I think Tatum's top 5. Tatum is I think right now top 5 in the NBA. If you had to pick, it'd be Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Tatum, and
I think that's fair.
Or excuse me,
fair placement.
Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Tatum, and then Embiid or KD is probably in that last spot for me. And you can flip flop them on any
Yeah, Tatum's been carrying Celtics this year, which says a lot because the team's so deep, and he's by far the best player.
Just laugh and enjoy the joke, he says. I mean, you could argue Tatum's like 6 or 7 instead, but I think he's top 5. But anyways,
top 5. You want to make your wallet top 5? Pick of the pregame pick.
I was waiting to see how you
do odds. At Smash Odds on Twitter. Daily free picks there. You can pay the premium price for the premium picks for the premium payday. Julius Randle over 11.5 rebounds. Sorry, it's rebounds, not points. My pick, Rob, over 8.5 rebounds. We like the rebounds tonight. Predicting a lot of misses. Again, Julius Randle over in rebounds, not points. Silly me. I'm going to take that down.
Take a look here for me. Derek White over an 11.5 points. I'm a little skeptical there. The Jays line scare me as well.
You think he used them all?
Yeah, maybe. Derek White over 4.5 assists, though. I will be taking that. That's plus money for you, plus 125. Derek White over 4.5 assists. I think that's money. I think he'll control the game well like he did against Miami. Derek White, by the way, we didn't talk about it yet. Phenomenal game against the Heat. But I will be taking my threes. Over 1.5 for both Derek and Grant, I think are good. Over 1.5 for Grant is plus 145, so that is plus good money for you. Uncle Dan asking, is Jalen top 10? Phoenix saying no chance. 15 to 20 range. I'd agree with that. Probably 15 to 20 range. Top 20. I'll give him that, but we shall see.
I think it's funny when they put Jalen in the top 10 for MVPs.
It is funny.
Like, I'm not convinced you should be in the top 10 for MVP if you're not the best player on your team.
I guess, but like how many teams deserve to have an MVP candidate is the other argument. So, top 20, top 15 once the turnovers come down, says Lewis. Landon saying, thank you, Dad. How do you feel about this game straight up? C's plus 8. I like it. Oh, hold up. I need to link Tim.
Tim wants to join for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Tim wants to join very quickly. I can see Tim from my seat. Tim will come through briefly as we get here. Alrighty. Phil saying Land in the Sea should cover. Phoenix saying the Knicks are sneakily good. I don't think there's anything sneaky about it. I think they're a decent NBA team this year. They're not crazy. They're 26 and 23, but they're better than they were last year, which I guess is not that great. But Randle back in All-Star form, Brunson playing like a fringe All-Star. Yeah, that makes sense. Lewis throwing tomatoes at Tim.
I like that. I like the tomatoes. In on the tomatoes. Good job, Lewis.
C's plus 8. Somebody has been drinking. Jacket is not a fan of the line. Not loving it.
No?
We'll see.
No, they're minus 8. They're minus 8.
Oh, yes, it was a typo. Celtics are minus 8, not plus 8. Maybe that is where the confusion is. Yes. Just catching up on the chat here. C should cover. Is the game in MSG? No, it is in Boston. I'm at the game. We were at TD Garden tonight. I did not drive. It is at the better garden, as Sam would say. It is.
I agree. The one with all the titles in it.
Exactly. Anybody in New England knows what the Garden is. Let's be real here.
It's true.
There's one real Garden. Wonder who is guarding Tatum and Brown for the Knicks tonight. I'd say Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett.
Got their hands
will
full.
end up on him. Yeah, and that'll leave Julius Randle on Al Horford, which would be interesting.
Hey, remember when the Knicks signed Fournier?
Helicopter. Yeah, he's not even
people
in Boston
act like
tonight.
it was the greatest.
He's not even here. He's not even here. Not even playing for the Knicks anymore. Very tough.
He's not. He's not on the
Excuse
team.
me, sorry. He's on the team, but he's not in the rotation.
Oh yeah, but he's there.
He is there. He is there. Tim is here. Oh, there you go. You got the right one. Hello.
I like
Welcome.
the call center headset.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Not a lot of feet. Not a lot of background
Oh
noise.
yeah,
You're
I
good.
probably sound terrible.
You sound fine. I can hear you.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't believe you.
No,
It's-
no, I'm
it
not
sounds like
screwing
a,
you. You sound fine.
we can
You
hear
I would've
sound
been
not
here
as high
sooner.
quality, but there's
I
no
would have
way.
been here sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a gamer headset from Call of Duty back in the day.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
we can
just
hear you.
about what it is. So yeah, next time I'll come more prepared. I was not sure how I was gonna do it today. I think next time I'll probably bring a microphone, but it gets pretty loud up here anyway. So
It does.
yeah, I got left to my own devices. Had to get some food in my gullet before I came up here.
Good
Those
food.
egg rolls are fantastic downstairs.
What did I
It
tell
was
you?
real good, man.
food.
They have like
Yeah.
hot stickers. Yeah,
Mhm.
I grabbed some
Very good.
cookies. I brought a couple cookies out with me. So
So
That's what I
Tim,
do
give
every
us
day.
this isn't a flex, Sam. This isn't a flex.
Detail.
I promise.
detail your experience. We want to hear about it.
I came in, met up with Amit, our videographer and producer, for CLNS, and as I was coming in, like I turned around and like held the door for someone, and it was like Amanda Flugrad, so like that was cool. Sat in on the presser. Jack literally came around the corner, and like I'm directly
I was
to the
late.
left, like sitting with the camera, and I turned around and it's just like, hey man. I don't think I told anyone. I don't think I told you guys that I was coming
No,
to
no,
this
I
game
didn't
today. So, yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. I was like, I wonder if Jack's coming today. He might be. I don't know. But
I was late.
yeah,
Unfortunately late. Yes. Brutal.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's what it is.
Ruthless chat.
Talk fast, Tim, and feed it. Oh God.
Sam,
Boy.
it's because Sam mocked you before you came in. Sam goes, Tim's gonna join for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, yeah,
Tim joined for 30
absolutely.
seconds.
Very funny.
Do you have the cards, Jack?
Sounds like a Friday night.
I don't have the cards. I mean, hey, at least I
I'm the
remembered.
only one not there. You're gonna make me feel good some way.
At least I remembered the mic this time. Let's be honest. Come
Yeah,
on.
to step up.
Uncle Dan saying C's win, but I'll have to come back in the fourth. Landon, not a fan of the audio.
Sorry.
Very funny. All right,
I'm gonna
we can
call
wrap
it
up
though.
anyways,
Gonna get some stuff ready. I gotta get a graphic done for All Stars, but cheers.
Hey,
Bye-bye,
have fun.
Tim. All right, we'll wrap up here as Tim gets his graphic done and heads on out. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Sam?
No, enjoy the game. You still have, 12 minutes? So take your time. I'm going to go have a pop.
Yes.
As I
3
sit in my
minutes until
house.
they do the introductions and probably another 5 or 10 after that. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Check out the new pod. It was a live stream from yesterday. It's out now on all streaming platforms, podcast platforms, and up on the YouTube as a live video and a normal video. So you can check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. As Phoenix says, like, sub, and comment for the algorithm. Everyone, hype in the chat. Thank you very much, Uncle Dan. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Lewis, happy that ears aren't bleeding anymore.
I know. Thank God. There you go. You got
we
it.
Get it. Make sure to check out Heavy on Celtics Facebook page, our Facebook page, How About Them Celtics, our TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at How About Them C's.
Check out All Heavy. You see
yes,
our
yes.
names on it. You click it. And you tell everyone else to click it.
Please do. Make us some money. We appreciate it. But yeah, we are here 30 minutes before every Celtics game, so we will see you guys next time. Peace out.